What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Scissor TV. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're hanging out with us, and I thank you for that. I promise, this is one ride you will never regret taking. If you're looking for monster truck crashing action, high-speed chases, and non-stop adventure, you, my friend, are in the right place. We've got another exciting video filled with another crazy adventure, so make sure you are buckled in tight, because this ride can and will get bumpy. Before we get started, do me a quick favor and show us some monster truck size love by smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell so you get notified each and every time we upload a new monster truck video. But enough talking. It's time to get into the action, so let's get ready to monster! What's up, Monster Jam fans? Today, we're going to be going on another adventure with the Gravedigger family, searching for something called mystical armor. See, Gravedigger the legend has been spending a lot of time in the library, poring over some of the older books and writings from the Gravedigger family, and he thinks that he has found clues that will unlock something even higher than atomic armor. He's calling it mystical armor. He knows that what he has to do is perform a set of tasks and activities between himself and the rest of the Gravedigger family. And the first stop he needs to do is go see Gravedigger and let him know about a key. A key he needs that's gonna help unlock a bigger picture to a much more giant puzzle. Now, Gravedigger the legend is going to get this key for Gravedigger. That's kind of part of the mystery. Each truck has to do a different part, and then it's all going to come back to something to do with Gravedigger's castle that Gravedigger the legend will be able to discover. So right now, the legend is heading on over to Camp Crushmore, where Gravedigger has been hanging out and working on some new communications technology for Soldier of Fortune. So we know that when the legend gets inside Camp Crushmore, he's going to have to act fast, because we know who lives there. We know who protects, resides, and terrorizes Camp Crushmore, and that is Crushstation. But first, we have to make that stop at Bark Park to pick up that key that the legend's gonna need to hand off to Gravedigger. Now, we've already seen it right there at the top of the mountain, and now the legend is gonna need to use those big old BKT tires to do a little bit of mountain climbing to get up there and get it. Pretty steep and treacherous terrain, but the legend's got no problem doing it. There he goes. He has the key. Now, he just needs to pass that off to Gravedigger inside Camp Crushmore. Oh man, taking a nasty spill off that cliff, but able to recover and get right back on his way. He can complete his mission. Oh, and it looks like the legend is taking another tumble, but man, he recovered awfully quickly and gracefully, didn't he? He's been doing this a long time, and the legend knows how, if he gets knocked over, to get right back up again. Okay, we're inside Camp Crushmore now. The legend is gonna have to be quick and take a very specific and direct path to avoid Crushstation. We know that Crushstation is the guardian of Camp Crushmore, and we don't want him to even know we're here. So Gravedigger should be at the top of these hills, and all legend has to do is either avoid or just knock over all these trees to get to him. It's your choice, legend. Doing some more mountain climbing right there to find his way onto the path, and I think this is gonna give him a pretty clear shot to get to Gravedigger. Like I said earlier, Gravedigger has been working on the communications tower so that Soldier of Fortune can broadcast far and wide, and the Monster Jam heroes can always stay in contact with one another. Alright, Gravedigger should be right around the corner. And yep, there he is. Alright, the legend has passed off the key to Gravedigger. He's explaining to him what he needs to do, and I think Gravedigger is tracking. Gravedigger understands the mission. He knows what he has to do and what part of this he plays. So now with Gravedigger taking over his part, the legend will be free to drive back to the castle so that he can go over all the documents and make sure the plan is going correctly. Part 1 of this plan so far is going swimmingly, and it's all going to be up to Gravedigger now to just follow the instructions and what's been laid out by the legend to him. So step 1 for Gravedigger is going to be getting another key that he's going to use to go back and visit the mystical mechanic. The mystical mechanic is paramount to completing this mission. The only problem is the key is located right in the center of Crustacean's Lake. There it is! Oh, and he's got it. Now we just have to get out of here as quickly as we can and hope that we have not alerted Crustacean and hoping that he will not come after us because that crazy... Oh my goodness, he was over... No, thank goodness Gravedigger was able to recover quickly because he has no time knowing that that monster could be on his tail any second. And it looks like Gravedigger has been able to escape Camp Crushmore, and more importantly, he got out without alerting Crustacean. Only someone like Gravedigger could pull that off. He is possibly the best of the best, maybe only to be surpassed by the legend. But between those two, my goodness, you have a whole lot of monster trucking experience. Well, right now, Gravedigger is taking the second key all the way back to the castle where he will use it to contact the mystical mechanic to get the next key, the next piece of the puzzle that the legend is trying to unlock. Now, like we said, the legend is in the library of Gravedigger's castle right now, deciphering old text and trying to make sure that he is tracking everything correctly. Alright, we're now hearing from Son-uva Digger that all the automated defense systems have been lowered, that the drones have been checked, and there's no enemies in the area. No one from the Mad El Toro Loco gang or the crazy creatures have followed Gravedigger back to the castle, and it is smooth sailing from here. Now we remember the last time that we had to access and contact the mystical mechanic was after Gravedigger suffered some catastrophic damages at the hands of the Mad El Toro Loco gang. Thankfully, no one's had to visit him. He's very difficult to get a hold of, as you can see, but his power is immense. And so far, the Monster Jam heroes thought that he only held the key to restoration, to making repairs that were too complicated or just too big for Son-uva Digger or Soldier of Fortune. But now, through that text, through the books in the library, the legend thinks he holds the key to so much more, and that big more being mystical armor. Alright, Gravedigger's using that key to access the lair of the mystical mechanic, and here we are. Oh, and he received another key from the mystical mechanic before being launched way outside those castle walls. I don't know, what was that, 4, 5 backflips? I do know that Gravedigger landed it perfectly on those 4 big old BKT tires. Can anybody drive like Gravedigger? He is one of a kind. And now he's armed with another key from the mystical mechanic, something that he's about to deliver to the legend. And hey Gravedigger, I think you missed your turn, buddy. I think someone's still a little dizzy from all those backflips. That's alright, he realized what was going on and quickly made that U-turn. Even the best sometimes make small mistakes, but anyways, we're back on track. He's taking that information and that key to the legend up in the castle. Now, this completes step 1. This is a 3-part process. It's gonna take Gravedigger completing his mission, which he's about to, and then we're gonna need a little something from Son-uva Digger, and then the legend's gonna wrap it up himself. So it's going to be slightly different for Son of a Digger. He's going to be able to actually get the key himself. However, the legend is the only one right now who has the map to the key. See, the map was discovered in an old encyclopedia that the legend found in the deepest parts of the Gravedigger library. He knew there was something different about it, something off, but he couldn't quite read it. So he took it to Soldier of Fortune's lab, had it analyzed, and now he has the map in hand, and he's taking it to Son of a Digger. Time is of the essence, so you might notice that we're about to be driving through some enemy territory. That's right, the legend is gonna cut straight through the wasteland because that's the quickest way to Gravedigger's castle. Just like Gravedigger did when he was in Camp Crushmore, the legend is gonna try to do the exact same thing and make it through enemy territory undetected. Now, it's going to be a bit trickier because even though the teleportation technology for the Mad El Toro Loco gang has been drastically decreased by Max D sucking it all up with his battery armor, they still can move around this area very quickly. The legend has opted to go straight through the heart of the city because it's a straight shot, and he's going to give it all the speed he has and hope that he can go undetected. And if not, he's going to rely on that speed, that cunning that he has as one of the greatest Monster Jam heroes of all time to avoid them. This is going to be the most dangerous part as he crosses the bridge. Almost there. So far, so good. Yes! The legend has made it. He went all the way through the wasteland and didn't even raise the suspicions of the Mad El Toro Loco gang. I don't know if their defenses weren't up. I don't know. Maybe Son of a Digger was scrambling their drones. That would have been amazing, and it makes a lot of sense because even though the legend is an extremely good tactician, I think there was a degree of luck in getting through the enemy's den like that so easily. Alright, the legend is in contact with Son of a Digger right now. He's letting him know that he's only a short distance away from the castle and to be ready to lower the force fields and all those automated defenses so he can get inside. I think one of the defenses that the guys didn't even have to build in is just how much of a maze it is to get through the haunted forest and up to Gravedigger's castle. It's almost like they built it here for a very good reason. Alright, and the legend is right at the entrance to those stairs. Son of a Digger is standing by to lower the defenses. And yes, the force field has been dropped. It is 100% smooth sailing. Let's go for the legend up into the castle. I think the legend's a little bit excited and taking some of those turns a bit too quick, but here we are inside Digger's castle. Son of a Digger is working in his super secret area in the back, and the legend is going to go back there and hand off the map to him. And there's Son of a Digger. Alright, the legend has passed the map off, and now the ball is in Son of a Digger's courts. So while Son of a Digger is completing part 2 of this 3-step mission, the legend is going to wait for him here at Gravedigger's castles, cross all his T's, dot all his I's, and make sure that he's ready when he gets all the final keys to make this happen. Alright, so Son of a Digger is looking at the map and taking in all the information that the legend just gave to him. Much like Gravedigger, there is a key that he's going to need to unlock a secret area here on the castle grounds. It's hard to understand. It's written in a really old language, and I think the best translation I could find for it is junkyard or grave. I'm not sure. but hopefully Son-uva Digger is able to figure it out by the time he gets there. Like we said earlier, the castle is built on the haunted forest, which actually just provides a natural defense in the form of a maze. Thankfully, Son-uva Digger grew up here and he knows his way around the castle grounds, so following this map should be no issue for him. Now, if you're asking yourself why Son-uva Digger has never seen or heard of this junkyard graveyard before, it's because it's not visible without the keys. See, that's one thing that the legend uncovered in his readings and findings, is that it was being blocked from view, but according to the map from Son-uva Digger, it should be right around the corner here. I think that's it. This has got to be it, guys. It's a monster truck graveyard. What's that at the top of the hill? It's like an old monster truck. What's going on? Oh, and it's the key, exactly like the legend told Son-uva Digger, and the map told him. This is it exactly. This is the second piece of the puzzle. Now Son-uva Digger just needs to take all this information back, including the key to the legend, and the legend should be able to complete his mission to obtain mystical armor. Son-uva Digger has radioed ahead to let the legend know that he's completed his mission and for the legend to get ready to go. He's letting him know that he'll be dropping the information and uploading the key from his secret lab, and that then the legend should be able to access it immediately and be able to go out there and get that mystical armor. Son-uva Digger looking like he might have to put in a few repairs while he's at it. You can see the front of that truck, the hood, starting to fly up every single time he gets a little speed. That is just the cost of doing business, the cost of being a Monster Jam hero. Sometimes the truck gets a couple of scratches and dents, but nothing that they can't repair after a mission. Alright, it's a straight shot to Son-uva Digger's lab to upload, and then it'll all be on the legend, who has everything he needs now to unlock mystical armor. The legend has cross-referenced all the text, all the keys, and everything he learned in the library, and apparently, right here underneath the castle is a museum, a monument of sorts, kind of a shrine of all the past gravediggers. And if he can get down there, he can harness the power of every single gravedigger, past and present, to give himself mystical armor. He's almost a little embarrassed to find out that it's been buried underneath him this entire time. He's been literally driving on top of it every single day. But, like we said before, without those mystical keys, he couldn't see it. It was an illusion. It wasn't there. Now, the legend does have to get one final unlock key, but he knows where it is, right here in front of him, and then it's off to the bottom of the castle. And there we go. The final piece of the puzzle. It is now up to Gravedigger the Legend to go unlock this museum, to go harness the power of legends before him, and become even stronger with the help of mystical armor. And it's right up here. Oh, and we can see that the stone is moving for the legend, allowing him access. No one has ever been back here before. We've never seen what's down here, but we know it's going to be amazing and honoring to the Gravedigger family. Let's see what it is. Oh my goodness. It's just like they said. It's all the great trucks of the past. It's all the gravediggers that came before him, before the legend, before Son-uva Digger. It's the Monster Jam heroes that made what these guys do today possible. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and the legend knows that. Gravediggers of the past, we salute you. Thank you for everything you've done. And now it's time to get the final key. The final piece of the puzzle for mystical armor. Here we go! Oh, and there we go. The legend has it, and a perfect landing right on top of the castle. With this final piece, now the legend just needs to go down to his area inside the library, put them all together, and he should come out a brand new monster truck. He'll be Gravedigger Mystical Armor. I can't wait to see it, guys. How about you? Just a couple more twists, turns, and one jump, and then he'll be close to being able to put it all together. And there we go, some big air across the castle gate, and that means that his turn is pretty close. He'll be back on ground level, going down to the library, piecing together the puzzle, and coming out with mystical armor. Alright, we're down, and here we go, down to the library, guys. Oh, and just like that, here comes the legend with mystical armor. Look at the way he shines. All that glitters is not gold, but I think this truck is made of pure gold. Wow, that was worth it. It took the combined efforts of Gravedigger, of Son-uva Digger, and Gravedigger the legend to make this happen, to come out and have this type of power, to have mystical armor, and nobody deserves it more than the legend, who has upgraded to Gravedigger Mystical Armor. Let's put it to the test and see what this bad boy can do. We're gonna take it off the biggest jump here at Gravedigger's Castle and see how it turns out. Oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, and 3.5 backflips into a tree. And you know what I don't see? I don't see a scratch on that truck. This makes atomic armor look like cardboard. He just jumped down 1,000 feet and he didn't even get scratched. Everything that the legend read was true, and mystical armor was worth it. This was crazy. Well, guys, I hope you had fun going on this magical adventure with myself and all of the Gravedigger family. Which reminds me, I want to give a big shout out to the Scissor TV family and our friends Matthew, Brandon, Tim, and Adam. Guys, I appreciate you watching every week and reaching out. And if you want to be shouted out and mentioned at the end of another episode, comment below on this video and we'll be sure and get you in there. Until next week, guys, make sure you're good to one another, and remember, always treat others the way you'd like to be treated. So until then, we'll see ya!